Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. Sam had asked me to just talk about a few trades that went really well. So I just thought I'll just first show you where I post the trades under Discord. Every week I do post I like to do four chart as a weekly watch list, and I do post some other tickers that I do think could have a short-term chase, whether it's long or short. As you can see, Microsoft played out pretty well. SMCI is breaking out. Apple, I showed you guys this chart last week. We pushed up to 191. I kind of find it a little hard to pick, a stock that I want to talk about, given a lot of these have played out. So I'll do one thing. I'll pick one stock that played out really well, and one stock maybe that didn't follow through. And then let's just kind of discuss what went and what went wrong. So I thought I'll discuss Lulu, given in a market that is so bullish. Why did I think, Lulu below 353? You can see here that for me, I had below 353 on Lulu. I had it pushing down to 330, 300, right? I just thought we would continue selling off. So let's go look at the chart of Lulu. And you can see that as soon as we broke 350, we've almost pushed down to the first target. Why was I bearish on the stock? So the reason number one is I know that it had really bad earnings. And when stocks tend to have really bad earnings, they tend to keep selling because as investors, go through their reports, they tend to make more important decisions on whether they would like to still keep the stock, whether they want to buy more, or whether they want to keep selling off. And we also know that Lulu has been in a trend since 2008. So it's not really like it has been on an all-time high. So it has not really sold off a lot. So I knew that given its consistent performances across the years, a bad report is the first sign of weakness, and that's actually when long-term investors who've been in for many, many years will start to sell. So fundamentally, that was one reason. And looking at it from a technical standpoint, you can see that this chart right here, you can see that we did break down. This is a weekly breakdown of a flag. So again, if you're a technical analyst, I'm sure you know that when a channel breaks, you tend to at least at minimum go to the equal legs of the channel. That was number two. Reason number three, you can see here, this level here, 362, was previously support before we pushed up all the way to that high. You can see here, we could not break above that level. You can see here, we were struggling to. So, given that I paired all three, you can see here, the minute this broke support, this was a pretty nice short to the downside. So that was fundamentally and technically why I chose to short Lulu. And that's actually, yeah, why I put it on the watch list. Hopefully, that reasoning was kind of helpful. And the next one, okay, let's talk about SC and why I decided that imminent bullish move is possible. You can see here, initially, I thought that we would reject 63 and we would come down. Again, I should mention that it did have earnings. And after earnings, it was somewhere around 65, 66. So I was hoping that we would break down from this level here. And again, you can see here, since the start of almost 2024, we've not really had any significant pullback. We had a minor sideways move, but again, generally a sideways flag moves to a wave three before we come down. But as I've always mentioned, wave threes are super hard to short, and this is again a good example of a wave three following through to the upside. And you can see here what ended up happening for SC is, you can see here, you can see I did get the sell that I was expecting, but it wasn't a large sell. All it was it was a sideways wave four, right? I had a very minor sell, and then we used the bottom of the support to bounce off. So yeah, as soon as we tagged this, I did not get out, but as soon as we went back to this level, I knew the trade wasn't going to work out, and that's why I posted this other chart when I saw that the weakness was not holding, that we're very likely hold above the level and push higher. So that was an example of a trade, the reasoning behind why I wanted SC and what actually ended up happening. So that's a good lesson to always be watchful for major levels of channels, major levels of support, to see if we can have a continuous breakdown in SC. So that was an interesting one. We can do one more. What worked? We can do this chart of AMD. This worked really, really well. And you can see it looks very similar to how Tesla looks right now. But what this is, as you can see, a short-term trade, some examples of what I post. And you can see here, I had above 154. If we can break above that, I had a direct move up into 162. And this was, you can see here, I saw that we were going sideways for a week. And again, AMD did have, go to the chart of AMD, and you can see here, we did have a super long sell-off. So again, if I zoom out, I did adjust my channel a little bit, and it did, you can see here, it did look like a bottom of the channel, and we did have a bullish leg. So I did think that we could follow through with our bullish leg higher. So that's the reason I had AMD. You know, I posted that chart, and you can see the minute we broke 154, we had a direct run into 162 and higher. So that's again another example of a breakout that we played last week. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about a few trades, and I'll likely be posting a few of these every week.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.